There's a well-known story about four respectable men dining at a fancy restaurant. They each took their share of the meal, leaving only one last piece of steak on the plate. A brief moment of hesitation followed. Who would take it? Then suddenly, the power went out, plunging the room into complete darkness. A loud scream echoed through the air. When the lights flickered back on, 3 forks were stabbed into, not the steak, but one man's hand. In the cover of darkness, everyone had tried to snatch the last bite, but one had chosen the simplest way, grabbing it with his hand. And as the light returned, so did the brutal truth, exposing the hidden selfishness within. Those moments, when the light comes back on, revealing who we truly are, can be harsh. The internet is filled with similar moments. For example, YouTube is packed with leaked footage of TV hosts who think they are off-air. They speak freely, unaware that the cameras are still rolling. Some are caught behaving inappropriately, while others hurl insults only to transform seconds later into smiling, charming professionals when the live broadcast resumes. But sometimes, embarrassing revelations come from the most unexpected places. I remember an experience from my university days. It was election season, and throughout the day I met dozens of students I barely knew, all asking for my vote. I smiled, promised each one my support, and promptly forgot their names moments later. One day, a close friend of mine approached me asking for my vote for the cultural committee. The problem? He had no idea what culture even meant, and would probably spell it wrong if he tried. I doubted he could read a newspaper or even spell his own name without a few disastrous mistakes. But he was my friend, so I assured him he had my vote. When election day arrived, I had completely forgotten my promises and voted for the most qualified candidate instead. When the results were announced, I was surprised to find my friend staring at me with disappointment. He then launched into a dramatic speech about friendship, loyalty, and keeping one's word. He had received only one vote. Trying to fix the situation, I enthusiastically said, "That was me. I voted for you." He shook his head and walked away, saying, "No, that was my own vote. I'm the only idiot who voted for me." There's a similar story about a political candidate in South America. When the election results were announced, his wife immediately filed for divorce. The reason? He had received only 3 votes. Since it should have been his and his wife's votes, she logically wondered who was the third person. Clearly there was another woman in the picture. Despite everything, I think my situation was even more humiliating. If my friend had just received one more vote, I could have hidden behind that second supporter, but he didn't. He left me no choice but to face the cold, undeniable truth.